Gogeta's and Broly's powers had become so massive that when the two Saiyans clashed, they tore through reality and found themselves in a dimension that hid between space and time. With Broly fueled by rage and Gogeta fueled by desperation, the two charged towards each other and their fists clashed. Their collision exploded with devastating power and completely shattered the pocket dimension they found themselves in. Warping back to Earth, a still healthy and barely tired Gogeta saw Broly lying on a warm field of grass. Gogeta had won the battle. But little did the fused Saiyan warrior know, after escaping the pocket dimension, he didn't return to the place and time he once knew. Gogeta had decided to check to see if the once stranded Saiyan mutant still had a pulse.
I can't believe it. He's still alive after all of that. I can't believe even going Super Saiyan Blue wasn't enough to take him down permanently. What is he? I should probably kill him now. But he's way too good of a fighter to go to waste. If he learned how to control his power, he might end up being the best sparring partner I've ever had. Maybe Beerus and Whis could get a handle on him. Speaking of Whis, where'd he go? Where am I? This wasn't the place I was at before. Whis! Bulma!
Since he couldn't see or feel Whis or Bulma, he decided to look for his arch-nemesis, Frieza, instead.
What's going on? I can't even sense Frieza's energy. Did he die because of the injuries he got from Broly? No, there's no way. He must have left the planet. But this fast? Maybe I just have to concentrate harder.
Gogeta focused his ki even more. He felt a faint flicker of energy in the distance.
I'm sensing 2 low power levels that's real far from here, practically hundreds of miles away. No, it can't be. Is that Radits?
All right, if that's the way he wants it.
Impressive. You actually managed to singe some of my leg hair. But allow me to demonstrate a more effective attack. It's one of my favorites. I call it a double sundae. Now, see if you can follow this one.
Raditz' scouter had picked up an abnormal power level that shouldn't have existed on a planet that had as weak inhabitants as Earth's. It was a power that immediately put the fear of the gods in Bardock's eldest son.
What kind of enormous energy signature is coming from the east? Is that Kakarot? No, impossible. He can't be that strong. What is going on? It keeps rising. Power level 10,000, 20,000, over 30,000. It's going even higher, and damn it!
Then, the scouter broke, alongside a portion of Raditz' sanity, since he couldn't believe what he'd just seen.
This doesn't make any sense. From what I know, Earth shouldn't be capable of producing someone with a power level of 30,000. No, it could actually be way higher. The power level was still growing rapidly when the scouter broke. This is insane.
Raditz looked to Piccolo for the answers. But Piccolo, who could still barely move when feeling Raditz's own absurd amounts of power, had no idea why the Saiyan visitor was acting so strangely.
You, Green Man, who's over there? What kind of fighter does this planet have that has such an incredible power?
I don't know what you're talking about. You're looking at the strongest fighter the Earth has to offer. There's only one other person on this planet who comes close to my level, and pretty soon, he won't be an issue after I'm through with him.
What? So, not even this weakling knows about the power my scouter just picked up. This other person he's talking about, who rivals his power, must be Kakarot. It has to be. That would make the most sense. But then, if that's the case, who the hell is that powerful fighter over in that direction? Could Zarbon have come here earlier to scout the Earth? Or maybe someone from the Ginyu Force? Whatever the case, I should at least go investigate to make sure. If Zarbon or someone from the Ginyu Force is here, I wouldn't want to cause a conflict of interest. I should be able to track the location of this warrior based on the data my scouter provided before it exploded. The power level should be in that direction.
Without even acknowledging Piccolo, Raditz flew away, soaring towards the direction where his scouter detected the power level. Piccolo looked on at the stranger, gripped with fear and disbelief.
Who the hell was that? And what was he talking about? There's another massive power on this planet. Or was he just out of his mind? Let me see if I can sense anything. What am I sensing? There are two power levels that are far stronger than anything that should even exist. They're both monstrous. One power level is dark, angry, full of rage. The other one is calmer, but still frighteningly overwhelming. At the same time, why does it feel like I've encountered something similar before? It's like I'm sensing billions of Gokus.
Meanwhile, as Gogeta was contemplating using his instant transmission to teleport to the two vaguely familiar power levels, his senses picked up one of the weaker power levels, moving towards his location like a radar.
One of the small powers is headed this way, so it looks like I won't need to use my instant transmission to go to them. But could it really be Radits? There's no way. That guy, my brother, is history.
All Gogeta felt he could and should do was conserve energy and wait for this stranger to come to him. And as Raditz drew closer, Bardock's eldest son could make out the two figures in the distance.
Huh. Who are those two? They're standing in the area that my scouter picked up their power levels from. So, it looks like that power didn't come from anyone in Frieza's army after all. I should have known. That megalomaniac wouldn't know about a backwater planet like this. But then, who or what am I looking at? One of them seems unconscious, maybe even dead. That guy wearing the vest looks a little familiar. I feel like I've seen him before. If I didn't know better, I'd think these two were Saiyans. They certainly have the hair. Wait, no way. What am I thinking? They can't be Saiyans. There are only 4 of us left. Besides, these guys don't even have tails. However, if they're even half as strong as my scouter said they are, I don't see how they can be Earthlings either. Not unless this planet's hiding a few mutants that no one knew about.
When Raditz landed in front of Gogeta, Gogeta felt like he was seeing a ghost. Literally. And this was coming from a man who was made up of 2 beings who'd already died several times.
Well, it almost looks like you've been waiting for me. Whoever you are.
No. It can't be. It can't be you. I must be dreaming or something.
He knows me? How? Or maybe he's confusing me for someone else. One thing's for sure, though. This guy seems terrified of me. Something he wouldn't be if he was as strong as my scouter claimed. That just proves it. My scouter must have malfunctioned again, just as it did a couple of weeks back when me and Nappa attacked planet Cornelis. I knew I had nothing to fear. But yet, why are my legs still shaking a little? It's as if my body knows something about this man that I don't.
Still, a cautious and unsure Raditz approached the situation as carefully as he could. He composed himself and tried to maintain his dominance and control over the situation.
You know me? How? Tell me!
Gogeta couldn't even speak for a while. He stuttered, gasping and breathing hard, trying to collect his thoughts, trying to make sense out of an impossible situation.
Answer me, damn it! How do you know me? Ah, wait a minute. I get it. You must know someone named Kakarot. He must have told you about me.
In the end, all Gogeta could say was,
You're supposed to be dead.
Huh? What? What are you talking about? Who are you? Are you from this planet? And do you know Kakarot?
Well, the answer to that is a little complicated, but not as complicated as this whole situation. Boy, I must have hit my head hard during my fight with Broly.
But as Gogeta's brain ran circles around him in an attempt to find an explanation for these bizarre and unusual circumstances, he heard what sounded like Broly stirring awake. He turned around and saw the Berserker Saiyan slowly shifting, indicating he was about to regain consciousness.
Oh, great. As if I didn't have enough to deal with. Hopefully he'll be in a better mood when he wakes up and...
But before Gogeta could finish that sentence, he felt it. The degradation of his body. the slow diffusion between the two souls that made up his being.
No, not now. This is the worst time to diffuse.
There was a blinding light brighter than anything Radits had ever seen in his life. Radits had to cover his eyes, wondering if he was being attacked.
What the hell? Did he just self-destruct?
But when the blinding light dimmed, he saw two glowing figures standing where Gogeta once was. When the glow faded, however, Radits' jaw dropped. Goku and Vegeta, now separated into two beings once again, were equally shocked.
Crap. I thought we had another couple more minutes to stay together. Time flies, huh, Vegeta?
As Goku let out a nervous laugh, Raditz stepped a couple of inches backwards. Now he was the one who thought he was having a fever dream. He gawked at the two familiar faces in front of him, on the verge of throwing up.
There's no way! I must be seeing things! Have I gone mad? Is that really Kakarot with Prince Vegeta?
Vegeta had given Raditz the same side-eye he'd normally give him whenever Goku's brother made a mistake during one of their old missions. A look that always reminded Raditz of the giant gulf of power and status between himself and the sane prince. With a stern look that had just a touch of confusion, Vegeta said in a familiar voice that sent a chill down Raditz's spine,
I never thought I'd ever see your pitiful face again, Radits.
As Raditz tried to comprehend what it was that he was seeing. What the Saiyans didn't realize, however, was that Goku's, Vegeta's, and Broly's accidental journey through time had already caused disastrous consequences for both the past and the future. The entire multiverse, and every timeline that exists throughout, would never be the same again.